Same enemy, new territory. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Kevin Zwicker from FastCon coming at you. And before I get into this video, please remember to like the video and subscribe. It helps the channel out in more ways than you even know. Plus, it's free. So last night was AEW World's End, and we saw Okada win the Continental Classic. And before I get into the confrontation between Okada and Kenny Omega, I want to give Will Ospreay his props for him to be able to put on a banger of a match with Kyle Fletcher and then go on to have another match with Okada in the same night was very impressive to see. It feels like every time Will Ospreay has a match in AEW, it is up for consideration of match of the year. And he has truly been probably the biggest signing outside of CM Punk from a monetary perspective in AEW's history. I really like the way that they've changed the rules of the Continental Classic where they have the semifinals and the finals take place in the same night. It gives us that old school OG King of the Ring vibes tournament that they had back in the day in the WWE. But Okada wins the Continental Classic. And we see Christopher Daniels come out, and he mentions how usually he would be the guy to present the Continental Championship to Okada, but he will not be this time because he is no longer an EVP. As we all know, he was an interim EVP since the Elite are on kind of a hiatus. The Bucks are gone and Kenny Omega was injured. And we see the return of Kenny Omega, the best bout machine. He comes out in a black suit, which kind of was symbolic to me. I'm probably reading a little bit too deep into this, but it looks like it was a funeral, in my opinion, saying that this is a funeral for the rest of the AEW roster. He hands Okada the Continental Championship. They don't speak any type of words between the two. And you see this stare down between these two foes that we all know have had this epic battle in New Japan multiple different times. From a personal perspective, there was a time period in my life where I was kind of a fringe wrestling fan. I stopped really watching the product on a weekly basis. I wasn't really satisfied with the WWE product at the time, and the only time I would keep up with the product was through podcasts and YouTube videos like the ones that I'm doing now. But the feud and the matches that got me back in love with professional wrestling and got me to watch wrestling, multiple different wrestling on a weekly basis was the feud between Okada and Kenny Omega in New Japan. This is a match that we have not gotten in AEW so far in the history, just because of the timing. Things haven't been able to work out with Kenny Omega being injured and Okada coming in when Kenny Omega was injured. We saw a tease that we are going to get this match later on down the line, previously where the Elite laid a beat down on Kenny Omega, and we got a tease again tonight or last night when we saw the stare down between the two. I feel like this is a match that is tailor-made for All In Texas. This is a match that is a stadium filler for AEW, and I feel like we should build for the next several months towards this until we get to the right time where we get this rematch. And that is the place where I believe should take place because it is the biggest match, in my opinion, that AEW can do right now at the moment, just because of the history that these two guys have and the fact that we know this would be a banger match. Now, Kenny Omega has his return match in New Japan against Gabe Kidd on the 5th. I don't know how I'm going to be able to cover that because in America time, that's probably going to start at 2, 3 in the morning and be done around 6. So we're kind of just going to, play it by ear when that event comes. And when it comes, I'm going to figure out how to cover it for you guys. But it will be covered here. But what do you guys think? Are you excited for another rematch between Kenny Omega and Okada? Where do you think that the spot where this match should take place? Are you excited that Kenny is back? And are you going to be watching the New Japan Dynasty show on 5th, where Kenny Omega will be going one-on-one with Gabe Kidd? Let me know in the comment section. Remember to like and subscribe. I am Kevin Zwicker. I'm out.